Hello, my name is Allison from Allison Answers and Lager Counseling Services, and I want to talk to you about one aspect of codependency. The one aspect is the idea that people who are codependent tend to abandon themselves in order to please other people. And a better way to put it is a lot of times moms or spouses or friends will do things for other people that they could be doing for themselves. And there's this confusion that happens because people do not understand that when we have compassion in our heart, we want to help other people. So I just want to give you a little slant on it from a Catholic or Christian perspective. So what that would look like is if you look at the scripture in the Bible that says, as you sow, so shall you reap, what you will find is that that spiritual law or that principle designed by God is designed to show us that our actions and our behaviors, they reap a consequence. So any seeds that we bury into the ground will produce a crop. And very often I can say as a mom, I'm a mom myself, or as a spouse, people tend to, people who are codependent, what they will do is if somebody plants a seed, maybe it's a seed of doing something that's negative for their life, and when the crop begins to come up, that would be painful for them as a result of their behavior, the mom or the spouse or the sibling or somebody or the friend very often will block the person from the pain of that crop that's coming up. So they will block it in order to protect the person that they love, in order to keep them from failing or from not launching or from not succeeding or from actually protecting them from actually feeling pain or being hurt. The problem with that is that as human beings, we are actually making a very huge mistake, because what we're actually doing is blocking God from his plan for that person. I know for myself, and I'm sure most people who are aware enough to recognize it, is that our own pain has been the number one indicator of our own growth and how we can then grow and change to become the people that God meant us to be. Usually people who are following God are very kind and compassionate, and what they will do is they will think that compassion is stopping someone's pain. But if you look at his history as long as you can, that God has allowed pain. He's even allowed pain on the cross for Jesus Christ. So he allows pain, and he has a different perspective on it than we do. We feel sad and we cry and we can't handle the pain of other people because we care about them, but we're missing the point. If we were doing, God has a greater love for the person when he can watch them be in pain and watch it so that this pain actually produces in them something that's going to be much better than what we get by blocking the pain. So we're just keeping them from actually being directed and guided by God when we block the consequences of somebody else's actions. So people will be like, oh, you're a Christian, you should be, doing this for them. No, actually, if you look, it's actually blocking God's plan for them to be self-corrective. Discomfort produces change, and that's what it's meant to do. A lot of you have heard this story, but the story of the cocoon, when you have the caterpillar inside of the cocoon, there's a story where the caterpillar is inside and it's struggling really hard to get out, and it's having such a hard time. And a little boy comes along and he goes in the hole and he breaks it open and releases this caterpillar, which then becomes deformed and never grows into the butterfly it's meant to be. Because in order for a caterpillar to grow, it needs the pressure and the discomfort and the strain and the pain of pushing through that cocoon to come out. And I know we've heard this a million times, but this is the same story for our kids. It's the same story for somebody who's addicted to some drug. It's the same story who's somebody who's been abused in their life or whatever it is. At whatever misfortune, we want to block them from hurting. And in actuality, it's a selfish thing to do because we don't want to feel the pain watching them struggle to get out into the world to be a butterfly like they're meant to be. I hope this is helpful to somebody. And if it is, share it with whoever you want, and have a beautiful day.